Hi Flosstube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. Today is Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024, and I am here to share my March stitching with you. March was an okay month for me for stitching, especially the first half of the month. The second half I got a little bit distracted by some other things, but I also had some fun stuff happening at the end of March that I'll share a little bit more with you later. But let's jump in with what I worked on during the month of March. So the first project I'll share with you is my focus project, which is a project charted by Artisy based on the artwork of Leonid Afremov. It's called Walk with Dog. I'll put a picture in here of what it will look like when it is done. I am stitching this on a 25 count Lugana. I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross. Here's where I was the last time that you would have seen it. And here is where I am now. So I was able to bring that row all the way across the end. So that's the full width of the project. That's as wide as it's going to be. So yeah, I did only work on this for 2 weekends in March, so maybe not as much progress as if I'd stuck to my routine, but as I say, I'll share a little bit later why I got a little bit out of my routine. So now I did have a viewer in my last video that was intrigued by the parking, and I hopefully was able to direct them to some good videos about how people park, that type of thing. But they also were asking like what the back ends up looking like. So here's what the back of this crazy project with all of these colors looks like. So yeah, I've tried stitching this project a lot of different ways. Because there are so many color changes, I did find the way I normally stitch wasn't working. That's when I switched to this to do 1/1 and 25 and try and do a little bit more color completing in some capacity. So you can see over here, I tried like color completing in a column, but what I was finding, because those threads are getting carried way down, you know, if it's one of the last colors you do, you've got these big long strands coming way down, and I wasn't sure if I liked how that was going. So that's when I started doing the Royal Rose method, which you've maybe heard of that, you maybe haven't. If you just search Royal Rose on YouTube, you'll find all kinds of videos, I think, about it. I forget the stitcher's name. I believe her last name is Royal. That kind of started that technique, but she basically works in 10 by 20 columns and works across the page. So that's what I'm doing now. And I find by doing that, it tends to tie in a lot of those carried threads, you know, better than if I was going all the way down a column or all the way down a diagonal or whatever. So that's why I've decided to stick with that method, so that I'm not having big long strands carried over long distances that aren't eventually covered over. Most of these threads will be covered over, or they're only carried over like a 20 stitch spread kind of thing. So that's what the back looks like. And yeah, full coverage is always going to be a bit of a hot mess. I don't worry too much what the backs of my projects look like, because that's not what you're going to see. I worry what the front looks like. The only time I'm fussy is, yeah, when you're stitching something that has motifs or letters, and I don't like to carry my threads across open fabric, because I worry that you'll see it once it's framed in behind the fabric. So, but with full coverage, again, nobody's ever going to see all those ends on the back. So that is where Walk with Dog is at. And I look forward to getting back to it this month, because I did kind of miss it because I didn't work on it. So the next projects I have to share are my weekly whips. So I have made a list of all of my whips in chronological order, and I'm working my way through that list in order, giving each whip a week worth of focus or worth of work. So the first one I worked on in the month of March was a project called Spray Paint. This is another artisty chart based on the artwork, and I forget the gentleman's name, but it'll show when I put up my picture of what it will look like when it's done. I believe his name is on that photo, so I'll put that up there. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Zweigart Ada that I did dye myself because I wanted it to be darker. I didn't want it to be white because there's a lot of dark colors in this picture, and I just didn't want the white peeking through quite so dramatically or obviously. So here's where it was the last time that you would have seen it. And here is where it is now. So I have completed, I think 3 columns on that left side. It's always hard when you're looking in the camera. So yeah, so that is the bottom of the piece. So down here, that's the bottom. So yeah, I think I did maybe 3 columns down here all the way down. So some pretty good progress. And I think that's what I'm going to try and do on some of my full coverages is like work in these columns so that I don't have all of these parked threads. So eventually like this column will be complete, this column will be complete. So then the only parked threads I'll have will be in the column that I'm working in. So yeah, that is where Spray Paint is at. And I can't wait to get over farther and get more of the horses done, but. So my other weekly whip was this kit by Merezhka called Horses. This is kind of a fun image. And I've been working over here on these dandelions mostly. I'll put a picture of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it's at now. So I am completely done those dandelions on that side, other than they do need to be back stitched, but I'm going to leave that till the end. So now I'm moving more into the square of the horses. And I think I'll leave like the little ladybug and the little dandelion sprout thingies there until the end, because they're mostly backstitch. So yeah, I was really happy with the progress on that. It was really fun to sort of focus on the dandelions and get those all completed. So now it is going to be basically a full coverage as I do as I work on the square image of the horses. But that was fun. And then my final weekly project for the month was White Horse, which is a pattern I purchased off of Etsy. And I apologize, I don't have all my notes in front of me, but I will list down below where I got these projects from if you're interested and want to go and look. Here's a photo of what it will look like when it's finished. And then here is where it was the last time you would have seen it. Now sadly, this one did not get quite as much done on it. So again, I'm working down in this column over here. So this is one of my projects. This was towards the end of the month when I was getting distracted by other things, and so it didn't quite maybe get the number of hours that some of the other projects, but I still made some progress and every stitch counts. So that is where White Horse is at. And again, if you want to see a back, this one doesn't have as many colors, so the back isn't quite as crazy. Okay, paper. So then that was my third weekly project. So the weekend before Easter, so 2 weekends ago, I was lucky enough to go away for the weekend with some of my good stitchy friends. And so I pulled some projects that I wanted to take with me to work on at the retreat. And one was an existing whip, and 2 of them were actually new starts. So, and I also took White Horse and spent a day working on it because it kind of fell within that week. So my existing whip that I took with me is my Vivsters pattern, the rainbow block sampler. I'll put a photo up here of what it will look like when it's done. I'm stitching this on a 32 count white linen with the called for DMC. And here's where it was the last time you would have seen it. And here is where it's at now. So I'm getting more of the blocks filled in. So I am color completing when I'm stitching on this now. And it's been really fun watching it come together. I still have a hard time looking at what I have there and thinking that it's going to look like what the mock-up looks like, or close to what the mock-up looks like. But I think as I fill the blocks in, then it will make more sense or look more similar. But yeah, loving working with these colors, loving the little squares. It goes along really quickly because I am color completing, so I'm just working with one color for, you know, a period of time or a stitching session, that sort of thing. So that's been really fun. And that was a nice one to take away, you know, when you're visiting and talking, because it's, you know, it's easy to keep track of where you're at and what stitch you're on, type of thing. So, so I did have another new start. I technically started it just before I went to the retreat. It was kind of an impromptu start, but I'm not going to go into the details maybe of why, but it's a really beautiful piece that I found on Etsy. I'll put a picture up here of what it will look like when it's done. I bought it from an Etsy shop called Non-Stop Stitching. The designer's name is Nadia Nagarana, I believe. I'm probably saying that incorrectly, and I apologize if I am. I'm stitching this on a 28 count opal Lugana called Silver Cloud from Hand Dyed by Rolanda, with all of the called for DMCs. And here is where I'm at. It's very sparkly. So it's going to be so pretty. I can't wait to get to all the colors in the sky, but I was wanting to start sort of in the left top corner, which is where I normally start. I wasn't sure if the white would show up well enough on this lighter fabric because the mock-up's on a sort of darker gray, but I think it's going to be okay, especially once you get the color next to it. So yeah, so that is really fun. That's my first time stitching on an opal. And yeah, it's just fine. I wasn't sure if I would find it more challenging, but it's going well. And this fabric is so beautiful. I love the dye on this fabric. So that's Hand Dyed by Rolanda if you're interested. She's got beautiful fabrics. She is a Ontario stitcher, lives not too far from where I live, and actually attends one of the retreats that I attend in the fall. So we always know we can get some fabric from Rolanda when we go to retreat. So then the last thing that I'm left with is my new start for this month. So let's review kind of what our options were. If you're new here, welcome. But if you weren't aware, I've been doing one new start a month this year in celebration of my 60th birthday. And I've been letting you guys help me pick what my new start's going to be each month. So I usually show 3 possibilities, and you guys all vote on which one you'd like to see me start, and that's the one that I do. So the choices last month. One was Peking Pups. One was Random Thoughts. And one was the owl. So 36 people voted. Thank you everybody that played along. Peking Pups which is adorable, and we'll get started eventually. Got 6 votes. Sorry, I'm just trying to find somewhere to put my stuff. Random Thoughts by the Drawn Thread, which I have kitted up. This one got 11 votes. It was pretty close for the longest time. And then The Owl, this is a kit by Andriana. It's a Russian company. This one got 19 votes. So this was the winner this month. So this is the project that I started. So I started this when I was at my weekend away, because that was the 24th, and that's the day that I'm doing my new start since it's 2024. I'm doing 12 new starts in 2024 on the 24th of each month in celebration of my big birthday. So, and this, that's where I'm at. Just a wingtip. So this kit, so this is the fabric that came with the kit. This owl is very long. So it's a huge piece of fabric. And there's actually blends. You can probably see those threads in there. They're blended colors, which I guess works really well when you're dealing with feathers, because it does look very feather-like. So this is kind of fun. My friend Kim from Florida, she actually is stitching the owl along with another friend of hers. So I mentioned that I was going to start it, so we're kind of stitching it along. And then my new Flosstube friend, Elisa. Hi, Elisa. She is e-crafting in Colorado, and I'll link her channel down below. She also has this owl. Now, I didn't even realize, but Luca S. also has this kit available with this exact same owl, but it's on a white fabric. But Elisa has got, I believe it's a piece of Picture This Plus Haunted. I think that's what she's using. And she's stitching this owl on that fabric, and it's going to look beautiful. So she's got a great start too. Kim has started in the middle. So she's got the owl's eyes and everything in now, and it looks amazing. Elisa, like me, started over on this wingtip. So that's fun to be stitching it along with a lot of different people. It's technically, I called it a start along because there's no timeline or whatever. We just all started it, but I guess we are technically all stitching along on it over time. Just some people will finish faster than others. So, so yeah, so that was my start for my new start for this month, and I think this is an 18 count black Ada that came in the kit. So let's see, where are we at? So that was my new start. So there was 36 votes total. Owl won with a total of 19 votes, which again, early on it was fairly close between Random Thoughts and Owl, but then Owl just kind of took off. So pardon me just for a minute. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, so that was everything that I have been stitching on in the month of March. Now I did mention that I had my weekend away with my friends. And you may or may not have noticed periodically over the last few months, I've mentioned something about secret stitching or whatever. So we had decided to do an exchange, and we thought it would be fun to do berries, because I don't think any of us had stitched or finished berries before. So we decided that we would all pick a berry pattern secretly, not tell anybody which one we picked, and stitch them and then do an exchange. So yeah, so I thought it would be fun to show you the berries, and it's so cool, I guess because there's so many berry patterns out there, but we did wonder whether anybody would pick the same patterns, but nobody picked the same patterns, and they're all quite different, and all lots of fun. So so this is the one that Wendy made. And I don't have the details about, what these I believe this is an Erica Michaels pattern, but I don't know the name of the pattern, but and I don't know the fabrics and stuff. But so this is Wendy's with the mermaid, the cute little crab. That little pelican. So cute. And then the mermaid, and then there's her topper, and she embroidered this like to make it look like a sand dollar, which is so cool. So that was Wendy's. So this one is Shannon's, and I do know that Shannon used like a hand-dyed silk, so it's so pretty, these colors of pinks and purples. And then she did these really cool tops. They're like metal, and there was different ones on each of the berries. Everybody pretty much stitched the exact same berry. Shannon's had different toppers, and then I think Tanya's berries were slightly different, because I think she had an Erica Michaels that maybe had, you know, 3 different patterns, and so she just stitched the 3 different ones. But yeah, so that was really pretty with the hand-dyed silk and those pretty pinky purple colors, which is very much Shannon. Shannon loves those colors. This one was from my friend Jenny. This is so pretty. I love these colors, this color palette. I really enjoy. I do know this is on a 40 count because I asked Jenny. And then her topper with the different greens, and the button on the top is so cute. Matches so well. So this is Tanya's. So she did a lot of these sort of sampler-esque ones with different alphabets, and they're all a little bit different. And this really fun topper with sort of this antiqued ruler twill tape and another button. So cute. And then the ones I made were an Erica Michaels, and I did them on a 32 count linen. And I did change the words. It said Forever Thine on the pattern because it was a Valentine type pattern. So I recharted it to say friendship. And then I just really liked the flowers that were on there. And then I just copied the pattern, had this felt flower on the top with the leaves. So I just copied what they had done. So yeah, so those were our berries. And again, just really fun how different they each were, how they reflected each person's personality. Now, our friend Rachel was also there, and Rachel's really busy. She's a busy mom, busy daughter, busy nurse, and she wasn't sure she'd have time to commit to making all of the berries and finishing them all. And we said, that is fine, you know, it's not mandatory. It was just if you wanted to. And of course, we all made Rachel a berry, and Rachel knew we were probably all going to make her a berry. So what she ended up doing instead was she had some beautiful tote bags custom made for us. So this is the company that she used. So there's their contact information. And this tote is like so nice. Like, this is a beautiful heavy canvas. It's got a pocket just in the one end. And then even inside, there's this pocket here with 2 little slots. I'm not showing that very well. There, with little pockets in there that you could stick pens or keys or whatever. And then she had it screen printed. So, Stitching at the Farm, March 2024. So cute. So that is so fun, which was kind of ironic because I had been thinking about how I wanted to get a nice tote to put my my whips, like my project bags, in when I go to retreats, just so that, you know, they all fit in there nicely and I can carry it nicely. And that's what Rachel gifted us, because she didn't have time to do berries, which was so sweet and such a nice surprise. So it was a great weekend. I had a lot of fun. Stitching friends are the best. Love you guys. So then let's talk a little bit about Happy Mail, which I don't have a lot. I've been really good. I've been staying off the D-Stash sites. Although I think one of the last things I did buy was this poppy kit by Dimensions. This has been around for a while. I've seen it a lot. I've often thought I'd like to have something with poppies that I could put up in November, you know, for Remembrance Day and in honor of everybody who served their country. type of thing. And I actually saw a photo of this stitched up, and like everything else, right, when you see it in real life, it was quite stunning. The one thing I wondered about, and it was funny because I looked it up and somebody else had asked the same question or had commented about it, like what the script is in the back, right, like what it says, because you do stitch that. And I don't think it actually says something specific or something that you can actually read. And so my thought, and this person that was asking the question or commenting about it said the same thing, I think I'm going to try to use the Flanders Field poem and see if I can chart that and have it in the background, because that would just mean so much more to me to have that in the background with the poppies. So yeah, so hope to stitch that someday. And that was all. That was good. That was good. So my plans for the month of April are to continue on with Walk with Dog, which is my focus project, which I will work on every weekend. And then I have some new weekly whips that I'm going to be working on this month. So the first one is daisies, which will look like this when it's done. Here is where that is at right now. Now I actually did start stitching on this yesterday because it's the new week type of thing. But yeah, so I'll be putting more stitches in this week. The other one I'll be working on is my, Silver Creek samplers. I call this Do Not Worry, but I can never remember what the actual name of the pattern is. And so that one is starting here. Do not bird. See, I do have some small projects. They're not all full coverage. And then the other one I'm going to be working on, which I'm really excited because I haven't stitched on this since I started it in April of 2022 at Stitch North. And this was a gift from a dear friend. Hi, Nicole. And that's where this one is starting at. So looking forward to putting some stitches in all of those this week. And then last but not least, we need to pick a new start for April. So I just have all the things I'd like to start this year on a wheel, and I spin the wheel each month and pick 3 of them, share them with you, and you guys help me pick which one to start that month. So this month, the 3 that the wheel picked are all returning options. They are ones that have come up in the past couple of months. It sort of made me feel like some of the reality TV shows where people don't win, and so then they do like special episodes later, or special seasons, I guess, later on, where everybody that came in second, third, fourth, whatever, gets to come back again and try to get first. So here we are again. So first one that came up is this Dimensions Gold. This is called Summer's End. This is a hard to find. I just happened to get very lucky to stumble across somebody that was offering it up for sale. So Summer's End is one of the choices. So pretty. I have what I call the companion piece to that, which is the Deer in Winter. I forget what the title of that one is, but it's still available. It's one that you can find. So the other one actually is Random Thoughts, which was a choice for last month. So those of you that wanted to see Random Thoughts get started, you have a chance to vote for that again. This is a drawn thread. So I'm looking forward to starting that one. And then poor old Marineful. This has come up a few times. All my horse viewers always pick Marineful, and don't worry, it will get started eventually. It's on that wheel and it's gonna get started. Just when is kind of up to you guys, I guess, in a way. So yeah, so Marineful, another Dimensions Gold kit. So those are the choices. So Marineful, Random Thoughts, or So yeah, so I'm excited to see which one's the favorite this month. Thank you again for everybody that's been participating in the voting. It is just really fun to see which charts or kits people are drawn to, or some people even give their reason for why they think I should start that one, and that's always fun to hear as well. So I do appreciate everybody that takes the time to leave a comment and vote, because I know I'm one of those people that I often just create a playlist, watch on my TV while I'm stitching, so I don't always stop and comment on every video, which I do feel bad about that sometimes, because I know as somebody who makes content, I do really appreciate when people leave comments, because that's part of the reason we do this, I think, is to connect with the community and connect with other people. And I certainly have met some wonderful people through my Flosstube channel that I am so grateful for and so thankful for. So yeah, I think that is everything I have to share with you today. If you have any questions about anything, if I forgot to mention something, feel free to leave me a question down below. Feel free to cast your vote if you want to see one of those particular projects started next month, or sorry, this month, because I'll be starting on the 24th of this month. And yeah, until next time, see you later. Bye.